Lenders and creditors run the world. Newsflash, buddy. They always have, and why should that change now? But instead of being mad about it, why don't we become lenders too? We too can now become bankers and lenders, and I'm going to show you how. And instead of taking small bites of 4% to 5% APY via staking, we're going for triple-digit APYs because we're taking it all, baby. Today on DGen Reports, we dive into one of my favorite subjects. It's one of the most fun and lucrative PvP arenas in the entire space, and that is DeFi loans, specifically lending on Bitcoin using ordinals as collateral. And for that, we are taking a close look at a little platform known as Liquidium. Are you ready to level up to wife-changing money? Then put on your fanciest pantsuits and your monocles and let's get lending. All right, we are now on Liquidium. Full disclosure, before we begin, I gotta tell you that I am an angel investor in Liquidium. Obviously, I only invest in projects I believe in, and Liquidium is a platform I'm incredibly bullish on, which is why I'm sharing it here. I've only just started using Liquidium, but I have been a regular lender on Solana ever since Sharky was a thing, and I made a lot of SOL that way. Liquidium is pretty much the same thing, but on Bitcoin, so we're checking it out. Because if you have some BTC sitting idly doing nothing in your wallet, then it means it's not working for you. And if you believe in ordinals, especially specific projects, I'm going to show you how you can make a bigger bag out of your BTC and possibly pick up a few ordinals on the cheap as well. We're mainly going to be focusing on the lending side because we don't want to borrow assets. Borrowing is another game, and I don't like to leverage my JPEGs. I have done so, but it comes with different risks, and I really don't think it's worth it. But as a lender, the risks are different, and I can go over them with you right now. All right, so we're here on the Liquidium platform. So here's how the platform works. You click on lend, and then you come here, you see a list of collections, and then you click on lend. Say you want a Bitcoin puppet as collateral, as in someone puts their Bitcoin puppet up and says, I offer you this Bitcoin puppet, and in exchange, I want to borrow some Bitcoin. Less than the puppet is worth, obviously, because you're assuming the risk, right? Because if the puppet's floor crashes, for example, then you're stuck with the puppet. So there's a bit of a buffer zone in collateralized assets when lending. Let's click lend. The best offer is 0.025. The floor is 0.0435, which means the loan is way less than the floor. I'm not a math scientist. My math is terrible, but I think it's like 40%. Here we put 0.0253, for example, because we want to make sure that our loan is the best available loan because the top loan is the one that gets taken. It's impossible for someone to be like, oh, that's a lesser loan, I want to take that amount. It's only the top loan that borrowers will be able to take. So make sure your loan offer is high. So the loan duration here is 12 days. That means that within 12 days, they can pay back. It means they can pay back in 9 days, 3 days, 6 days, but the total interest amount will remain the same whether they pay back in 3 days or within the 12 days. The APY here says 120%. That's 120% within the year, but the loan is for 12 days. So the interest is actually a lot less, but this is what you would get. For a $1,000 loan, you would get $21.37, which is awesome for a 12-day loan. So you decide to lend out $10,000. I don't have enough BTC in this wallet right now, but say you want to do 10, right? Then guess what? The total interest amount becomes $210 for 12 days or less. How incredible is that? Okay, so we can offer that and it becomes a success. Then we can go to our portfolio. See, it says here currently the best offer. We won't know which one the borrower is putting up as collateral until they take the loan. So 120% APY, 12 days LTV ratio. So this is my active loan. The floor was much lower a few days ago or a week ago when they borrowed. So they borrowed 0.0145. The floor now is 0.0435. 4 days and 22 hours remaining with a 2.63% interest. So 120%, I think that's what that adds up to. What's awesome is that if this person defaults and decides not to pay back this loan, I get to keep this puppet, which is valued at 0.0435 right now. How cool is that? Now let me share with you my lending strategy. So you basically look only in projects you believe in, but you don't need to believe in them long term. You just need to believe in them for the duration of the loan. As in, will number go up or will number go down? For instance, we are looking at RSIC Meta protocol here, the Rune miner. The floor is 0.04. The best offer is 0.0265. We can do 0.027. The duration is 1 week. The APY is 250%. All right. Should we take another example? This one's a good one. Bitcoin Bandits is fairly stable in price. It has been going up steadily fairly recently. This is the loan to value ratio, and it's based on the floor price. 33% is amazing. Basically, unless the Bandits floor collapses by 60 something percent, we are good. And the APY is 175%. Should we take a look at what this loan can yield? Say we do 0.047. So we lend out $1,880 and we get back $50 within 12 days. So if we were to multiply that loan by 5, yeah, that would be 250. Yeah, that would be nice. A nice little chunk. So yeah, that's basically my loan strategy. Obviously, only lend against projects you believe in. Also consider time frame. For example, 90% is a lower APY and the duration of the loan is 16 days. However, it is an OMB, and technically if the loan defaults, you could get it for around 0.33 versus 0.555. And I believe OMB, even the Green Eyes collection, will go for at least 1 Bitcoin in the future. We can open this up to look at the offers. The last loan was taken 10 hours ago at 0.311. We can see from here that a lot of people want to lend against it, so there is quite strong sentiment. What I do recommend is that if you do open a loan, keep an eye out on this page and make sure to register your email in the profile so that you get email notifications. You can also connect your Telegram bot, but I haven't really figured it out yet. I thought I did, but apparently I have not. Yeah, I'm sad about that. So you need to pay careful attention to the floor price. You want to make sure you have a good entry, even if it's a project you believe in. For example, RSIC went up all the way to 0.055 BTC a couple days ago. And today it's down. So if you wanted to pick some up at 0.035, it might be a good buy. Considering that, you would lend maybe 0.027 by taking this higher risk, which is the reward of 250%. So you could end up with an RSIC for cheap, or you could end up with more money. So either way, I see it as a win, especially if you believe in RSIC's long-term potential, which I do. I believe in Rune mining. It's a fun game. The project has garnered polarizing sentiment across the space. It's a free airdrop, grift or not. I like free money, so I'm happy. Let's talk about a couple pros and cons of Liquidium. So the main con right now is the fact that if you open a loan and someone accepts your loan, you still have to activate it. You still have to come into Liquidium and press a button to activate it in your wallet or something. It's a shame because if you miss a notification, sometimes the windows are very small. Sometimes someone will cancel a loan within 20 to 30 minutes. So that's the time you have to accept a loan. And it's a shame I've missed so many loans that way, like a handful. So one thing I hope they do is figure out how to automate that, or at least improve the notification system so that I can get notified immediately. I rarely check my emails, so I've had to keep the inbox open in a separate tab, and it's not fun. So that's my main beef right now. That's Liquidium in a nutshell. If you do have any feedback, be sure to email me at valerioshi@dgenreports.com. I will check your email, unlike the Liquidium notifications. Let me share some alpha with you as well. Points. Sharky didn't impress me with their point system, but the Liquidium founders, I gotta say, they're super smart fellas. They've been fortunate enough to come into the game late, and it's worked to their benefit because they've been able to see the missteps that these other lending protocols have made. And they've taken in the lessons, the expensive lessons of these other protocols, and learned from them already. The Liquidium founders are incredibly receptive to feedback, and I'm not even exaggerating. Robin, one of the co-founders, was on one of my spaces on Twitter, and we had quite a sizable audience listening in, and I was talking about lending on Solana and Sharky and Liquidium's beta features at the time, and I asked him live what he thought. He asked me to hold on because he was taking notes. That's the kind of stuff I love hearing. So points are the alpha. I don't know what they're going to do with the points yet, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. I know they've been studying systems like Blur's point system closely, and Sharky as well. But yeah, you lend on Liquidium, you make money, you earn points. It's a double win. If you have BTC sitting around and you love ordinals, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Can the platform be trusted? Yeah. Robin and JJ, the founders, they're fully doxed. I started lending on Sharky on Solana, and I made a really nice bag back in the day. Then when I linked up with Robin, we had a chat. I was pleasantly surprised to see that he had implemented a lot of the changes that I had recommended, and they had done so very quickly, so I'm very bullish on the team. These guys are young, but they're very hungry. They're smart as fuck. It's early days, and I'm keen to see where they take it from here. All right, that pretty much covers our episode for today. I do hope you start using Liquidium and you make a nice bag. If you're into art and ordinals and JPEGs like me, and you want to get them on a discount, Liquidium might be for you. All right, so if you liked the video or you learned something from it, or you're gonna give Liquidium a try, give me a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one when I've got more alpha to share. You've been watching DGen Reports. Ciao.